Hey everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel God Will Do It For You. My name is Steven. I hope everyone's having a great day so far. And what we're going to be talking about today is how we can go from being hidden to exposed. And how when God exposes us, there's usually a significant amount of attention that comes with it. And it's only because He's prepared you while you're in your season of waiting to be able to handle what's coming for you. And why is this important? When we think about any story in the Bible, if you want to really get technical, but a lot of the stories in the Bible, a lot of people had to undergo a period of waiting and a period of testing, a period of preparation in order to be prepared for the amount of exposure that God had for them. I'm pretty sure when David became king, he did not understand the amount of exposure and the amount of responsibility that would come with it, but that is why God prepared David in the shepherd's field. He built up David's confidence by allowing adversity to happen, so meaning the wildlife, the lions and things of that nature, to try to attack the sheep. And he tested David's integrity as far as how serious he took his responsibility when David went after those wild animals and retrieved the sheep, so nothing was lost. With that preparation then became the challenge and the test of Goliath. Once he passed that, then now, because of him having faith in God and because David showing, hey, I prioritize God, and since I run with God, God is with me. Once he slayed Goliath, guess what? Exposure came. He got into the palace. People were really impressed with him. And then again, new levels, new devils. So now David is at a new height of exposure in his life. He just went from being unnoticed, nobody knew who he was. Now he came out there, beheaded Goliath with his own sword, and now he's in the palace. So there was a significant jump in exposure in such a short period of time, but the preparation time period was long. Now the crazy part is, again, new levels, new devils. So now Saul is jealous. But guess what? Samuel anointed David to be king. So that means David's going to be king. The issue is Saul had his son right behind him. So if Saul passed away, technically his son would take his spot. Well, guess what? David was still a teenager, so time has went past. David's been in the cave, and he's also crowded up reinforcements behind him in order to now be victorious in battles outside of the actual kingdom that he's going to take possession of, that God's going to give him he's going to be prepared for and chosen for. Now, here comes the circumstance where Saul, in his anger, he's going after David, but guess what? Now he runs into opposition, and now him and his son are both slayed. Now, here comes the fast forward again with God. Again, season of preparation. David is now being known for being victorious. He's got a good army behind him. Guess what? Now the king vacancy is available. So, hey, we got a spot right here. Who better yet to run us? Let's pick David. So look at the preparation phase. It was a plateau of what seemed like a mundane existence to now notoriety. Now you have the opposition because new levels, new devils. Now, during that preparation phase, because now David's got the confidence, he's dealing with the opposition. God does what God does, fast forwards it, and now David is king. Prophecy fulfilled. And so when we think about these things in our lives, we always have to realize that as God prepares us, it's usually while we're doing the everyday practical priorities in our life. Then comes a moment in time where now you are revealed. All the things that you've been doing in the background that you didn't think were important are now important. Now they're being sought after. But guess what? Now that you've come into competition now with a new level of notoriety, now other people in that same wavelength are now watching you. Now you've got their attention. So new levels, new devils. So now the people that may be envious of you or may view you as a threat, now you have their attention. But guess what? God has prepared you. So whatever you've been through in life, and now God feels like you're prepared to handle this type of attention and this type of adversity, you will be able to plateau and maintain your composure while you're in your new phase of the new norm. Then, whatever God has for you, if you have not completed what he has put into your heart, or you know that is your will for your life, guess what? There's going to be another moment in time where you're going to be exposed even more, and then you're going to walk into your purpose. And so this is important for the simple fact that I know a lot of people, including myself, we feel like, man, we've got something really special in our hearts. We got talents, we have skills, we know we're intelligent. Hey, we are capable. We're like, there's nothing stopping us from being successful in life because we've been blessed with the tools necessary in order to achieve success. But for some reason, life just isn't adding up to what we are seeing in the here and now. And that's okay, because again, Jesus was a carpenter. and so he was in the background. Nobody even knew who he was until he was pointed out. Now again, preparation, now exposure. It's night and day. When God's saying, hey, now it's time for people to really know what you are. He has done the necessary work. He's built you up. He's got you with tough skin. Not too much is going to be able to affect you that's going to impede your success going to the next level. This is why God is very smart at what he does, because he knows how to prepare us in the way that when we go to the next phase, we will be able to sustain it. How many people do you know that you see on TV and things of that nature? They get wealthy and then all of a sudden they're broke. They weren't prepared for that. It was just given to them. So the average person, especially when God's not in it, the average person will look at it like, man, they're so lucky, they're so blessed, this and that. And then 10 years later, that person is poor. They went into debt. They've done a lot of unnecessary things because now that level of money isn't coming in anymore. But now they have those expenses. Things are going to get caught up eventually. They're going to get caught up eventually if you have not been prepared with the mental mindset and the aptitude to know exactly how you should handle what God gives you, especially when you're given something that's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Most people don't make $10 million in their whole lifetime. And when somebody's just been given that with no preparation, comes a lot of problems. It's in the Bible. Those who receive a lot all at once are sure to squander it, but those that receive little by little are sure to save it and to gain from it. And there's a reason why the word is that. It's because God has seen it too many times, how people have been given stuff and how they squandered it. And he's seen how when he's prepared somebody, how they are more apt to sustain it and to keep it, and not only keep it, but to grow it, to make it even better than what God has initially given it to them in its current state. And that's a great thing to do. So the aim and the encouragement of this video is, if you are in your season of preparation, the season's getting ready to change. In a few weeks, it'll be winter. And what we have to realize is what you've learned all from this year, everything that you've been through, is building you up for your moment of exposure, whether that's a promotion, whether that's whatever it is, marriage, better health, physical shape. Now you're going to be speaking in places, whatever the case may be. Just know that in the mundane is where God does the most work. Think Joseph was in prison. He was in an unfortunate situation where people are, hypothesizing for up to 13 years possibly. And you have to realize what type of mindset that he had to have to be brought in front of Pharaoh after all this time, and the first thing that he did was give God glory. He could have took all the credit himself. He said, I got this gift, Pharaoh, and I know exactly how this is going to be. I just want to make sure you know, though, because I give this to you, I would just like to be considered. He didn't do none of that. He put God first. He told Pharaoh, he interpreted the dream, and Pharaoh willingly did what God knew that he would do. Elevated him to a level that he is now second in command. He's sitting right next to Pharaoh. Pharaoh gave him all the power that he needed to do damage to anybody if he felt like it, but also to take care of Egypt. So be encouraged. Just know that we are in our season of preparation. We are being hidden, just like fine jewelry. You don't have fine jewelry out in the open. You don't just be wearing it willy-nilly. You only take it out for special occasions, for special moments. Otherwise, you're hidden. You're kept away. You're protected. And that's what God is doing for us. We are valuable to God. We are precious to him. We are extremely important. And so God wants to make sure that when he reveals us, the time is right. We will be noticed, but we'll also be able to handle what's coming. So I hope this video has been a blessing. If you feel led to like, share, subscribe, definitely do so. Welcome to the journey of Stephen. And until next time.